Italiano word of the day for today, Friday, 9 January 2026 is stencil. Stencil. In English as stencil. And this is something I've decided to include because it's a word that for some reason I get really confused. I didn't get confused when I was growing up, and then but I did confuse like an object with this word. So a stencil is like you can take a piece of paper and cut out a letter and then trace the letter onto a piece of paper, and the piece of paper with the cutout is called a stencil, and then the letter that's written down is the stenciled item. So an example of a basic example of a stencil then is like a hand. So if I took my hand to a piece of paper and I went like this and traced my hand, so that my hand is the stencil for a hand shape. Okay. And so I always got that. Like I didn't risk it. I didn't run any risk of confusion that growing up. But I did, however, there's like little rods that can be used on like tablet technology. And for some reason, I called those stencils, whether or not they're called stencils. That was like what they were to me. And so when I back in the fall 2016 semester in a university setting, there was a male teacher, and I was sitting in on it was a split class, so there were a number of different teachers for the class, and he had, in addition to being a very good looking male teacher, he had this item, and so I'm thinking of like, and like it came to mind when I was teaching too. I was like, that's called a stencil. But like, was it a stencil? Did he use a stencil? Am I recalling this correctly at all? And he had this tablet, and there were PowerPoint slides, and they would come to a slide, and so it was in material science, and I was doing like mineral physics, and so he would come in and be like writing down an equation or an example or something. And so he'd take his stencil and write on the tablet. And I remember being like, that is so freaking cool. Like from my nerdy perspective, I was like, I think that's very cool. Like instead of just looking at a PowerPoint slide or writing on a chalkboard, it was like he was writing on the PowerPoint slide. And I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. He was a really great teacher. He had a really great voice. And if I had a Mr. Linton 2026 film Wuthering Heights reference, he was it. The guy in the movie trailer even kind of looks like him. I'm not naming him in this video as I have named him on this channel before. And the little tidbit there is then, so since I did interact with him, including, I actually sent him multiple emails, direct. There is background for moving in with my soulmate. So if he was my soulmate, is my soulmate, then I do actually have routine interaction in like physical proximity. So moving in with a soulmate would be picking up where that left off. Okay. Except for, is there a stencil? My soulmate goes, why don't we do the hand stencil? So yes, there is a stencil. Do we use it? I don't know. Do we draw a turkey? Like you can trace the hand and then draw like a little turkey head on the thumb. It's a turkey stencil. Each hand is a turkey stencil. All right, so I'm stuck in Thanksgiving mode. There we go. So stencil in Italiano, stencil in English, and stencil.